everyone. I am running to the grocery store with my mom right now. We're going to Whole Foods because I'm gonna make vegan mac and cheese today and also oatmeal chocolate chip cookies for ice cream sandwiches. Hopefully I have enough time for all this. I'm going to work later this evening, so hopefully I think there'll be just enough time. I realized that I'm missing nutritional yeast, which you need for the vegan mac and cheese, and I think I'm also gonna get some Earth Balance sticks because that's a little bit easier for making the chocolate chip cookies than like trying to scoop out a cup from the tub. So we are off to Whole Foods now, and actually a new one just opened up right by our house, so we're gonna go check it out. Here's the new Whole Foods. When we walked in, my mom and I both go, wow. Look at the bar options, it's a whole wall. We just finished at Whole Foods and now we're heading home. I got the nutritional yeast. If you've never seen it before, this is what it looks like. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but in things like mac and cheese, there's hardly any in there, but it gives it that kind of cheesy flavor without having cheese in it. And that store is really nice, isn't it, Mom?
I love it.
Yeah, they have.
And nearby.
So they've got a taco bar and they've got a nice sandwich bar and a huge meat alternative section, a huge dairy alternative section. What else? A big, you know, the usual things that Whole Foods generally have, like a nice bakery and things like that. This one has a juice bar, and yeah, if you live in the area and you get excited by Whole Foods like I do, this is a nice one. So I'm just about to start with the vegan mac and cheese, and I've got all my ingredients laid out. So this is what you're gonna need for the sauce. You'll need a package of mushrooms, which I sliced up here. If you're measuring them, it'll be probably about 2 cups. And then I have about 2 cups of cashews, a whole onion chopped up over here. This is half of 1 potato that I roasted, kind of a larger size. This is probably about 1 cup of chopped up sweet potato. It was a few sweet potatoes, but they were rather small. And then this is about half a cup of carrots, which were roasted. And then I've got some garlic cloves over here. You'll also need about a 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast and the juice of about 1 large lemon. For my pasta, I'm going to use whole wheat shells, but you can use any kind you'd like. And then I'm also gonna add some vegetables to it. I got 2 bags of spinach. I'm also gonna add some edamame, and then here are the shells that I'll be using. And this is basically all the ingredients, and then also some seasoning like some salt and pepper. While your onions are cooking, you can get started and make the sauce. I need to add some more liquid to this. This is what the sauce looks like when you're done. As you can see, mine's actually still quite thick, so I might add some more water to thin it out a little bit more. So now I'm gonna add the whole wheat pasta to the vegetables. Oops, just lost a couple. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm gonna stir all of this together and then add in the cheese sauce. Okay, so now I'm going to add the breadcrumbs on top of the pasta. You can also just make your own. Since I went to Whole Foods just now, I just went ahead and bought these. But you can just toast some bread and either put it in your Vitamix or just make them, you know, somehow on your own with whole wheat bread. Or if you're doing a gluten-free version of this, you can use brown rice pasta and then like a bread made with brown rice or some type of gluten-free bread. But I'm just gonna put these, sprinkle these on top here. And voila, that's probably enough. Now this goes in the oven set at 350 degrees until the breadcrumbs are slightly brown, probably about 15 to 20 minutes. And here is the finished vegan mac and cheese. Now it's time for the vegan ice cream cookie sandwiches. These are whole wheat oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, and I've made the recipe a few times before and they're really good. I've just never used them for ice cream cookie sandwiches, so we'll see how they turn out with that. But I have a feeling the consistency of them will work well. I've got all the ingredients laid out: 2 sticks of Earth Balance, a heaping cup of chocolate chips, 2/3 cup of wheat germ, 2 cups and 3/4 cup of oats, a cup and 3/4 of raw turbinado sugar, and then a cup of whole wheat flour. And then you're also gonna need some vanilla, and then this is 2 flax eggs that I've got mixed up there. So that's 3 tablespoons of water per every tablespoon of flax. So that's in there is 2 tablespoons of flaxseed and 6 tablespoons of water. You'll also need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which I have all mixed together. And this is what it looks like when it's all mixed up. It smells so good from the vanilla. And I'm gonna stir that around. Now the chocolate chips are all stirred in, and I'm going to put them on 2 cookie sheets. All right, I've got my cookies all laid out on a cookie sheet, and now I'm gonna put them in the oven, which is set at 350 degrees for about 14 minutes. Now you just have to wait. For the vegan ice cream that I got to try, I got Coconut Bliss vanilla ice cream, and then I also got to try Coconut Bliss chocolate hazelnut ice cream. I've actually never tried vegan ice cream from the grocery store. I've had it from, you know, specialty ice cream shops that make it, like Van Luden's, I think that's what it's called, in Brooklyn. And then I've had like tofu-y ice cream sandwiches made with tofu, but I've never tried like vegan ice cream from a container, so hopefully these kinds are good. But if you have your favorite kind of vegan ice cream or want to make it with regular ice cream, then you can pick your own favorite one. Okay, so I just got the cookies out of the oven, and these spread a lot more than I anticipated. Well, actually, once I saw them in the oven, I totally remembered that they did that, but Georgia and Quincy want to say hi. You guys saying hi? So once I saw that they were doing that, I totally remembered that, but you know, it was too late. So if I make these again, and for you, when you're doing it, I would recommend making them smaller and then spreading them onto maybe 3 cookie sheets instead of 2. But this is how they turned out. And maybe it'll be better that they're a little flatter for making the ice cream sandwiches. That way they're easier to hold, but I would have made them smaller. Okay, I've got 2 cookies here, and Georgia has come to say hi. And it's time to make the cookie sandwich. I think Georgia wants a bite. And now your vegan dinner and dessert are complete. If you prefer softer and chewier cookies, I just have one final tip. So I redid the cookies. These are much softer, and they're made with pastry flour and then just baking powder instead of baking soda. That's the only difference. And then these are the original recipe I made, which I overbaked a little bit. I ended up doing like closer to 18 minutes than 14, and they turned out more, like if you like Tate's cookies, that's kind of the consistency of these. They're crunchier, and these are much softer, and this is kind of what I prefer. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you try any of these recipes, I'd love to hear how they turn out.